Hey guys, what's up? Barrett Fawbush here, coming at you today to talk with you about my Ironworks Armoire from Rhino Metals. So essentially what this is that this is a man's cabinet. This is a cabinet in which I use every single day, a lot like a desk, a lot like a personal space in which I get to bask in the glory of every single day. So before we look inside and see kind of how I've got things configured and kind of walk through my day-to-day process with the Armoire, let's talk about how tall it is. It's 72 inches tall. It is 48 inches wide and it's 24 inches deep. So it's pretty hefty, it's pretty boss. I've got it propped up right now on its original pallets that it came with. And the reason why I have that is simply because the moving crew moved it in here. I came back, saw that it was up on there, and I've yet to kind of undo those and take those off. But so it's been like this for 6 months, but neither here nor there. I plan on getting those taken off sometime soon. Now, one of the things that I love about my Armoire is that it complements my Rhino Metals safe back here, my 72 gun safe, my behemoth, right? And I like it that it's still that distressed kind of steel look, right? I like it that it's very manly. It's got the riveted 1850s kind of look to it, and it's really just this artistic, beautiful piece that complements the space well. You know what doesn't complement the space well? My wife's stackable washer and dryer. So, sweetheart, if we can get those moved like ASAP, that'd be great. Well, enough about that. Let's open up this sucker and see what's inside. Welcome to my office. So, this space right here, I cannot tell you how often I use this every single day of my life. If you're like me, I have a huge problem staying organized, right? And this is just one of those things in life, like my iPhone, like my wallet, like my computer. It keeps me organized every single day because, like my dad would always get on me when I was younger, he would tell me that everything has its place, son. Now, if you were like me, I love to work on my little MacGyver projects from when I was like 6 and 7 and 8 years old, and I would always borrow my dad's tools, but I would never return them, and he would smack me upside the head, pick up the rusted wrench that he would find in the yard a couple of days later, and he said, "Son, everything has its place." I never understood what he meant until I had children. And then I realized I don't have anything to myself ever, right? But now I do. All right, so let me go over with you how I've set up my Armoire, because you can have these shelves and this coat rack and a lot of different things set up however it is that you want. So let me kind of talk with you and walk you through how I have mine set up, and maybe that may give you ideas for ways you can stay organized with either a cabinet or an armoire from Rhino Metals or whatever it happens to be. So let's get started. So starting on the sides, if you look at the sides are really nice. It's got this nice suede leather distressed look, and I love that. And it's got some coat hangers where you can put hats or whatever. I have it for this right here. I have a whistle. That's kind of what I use primarily to teach. I have a battle belt here. This is from T-Rex Arms in conjunction with Coyote Tactical Solutions. I've got my belt, and I get a set of mower keys right there in a picture of my wifey there. I don't know if you can see a picture of my wifey. But that's kind of how I have the outside set up. And of course, you can put anything that you want to on it. When you open up the safe, you've got down here, you've got a place that is a sensor for LED lighting. And this LED lighting is awesome because, as you see, it really opens up and illuminates the entirety of the safe. So let's start on this left side here. Aside a couple of helmets, change jar, because I always find myself having loose change in my pockets. Loose ones, it just goes in there when I come home. I've got a nice rack here, a coat rack for just various different things. I always have a suit jacket and a suit on hand because people need funerals preached, that you know how it is. Just as a minister, life gets crazy. Got a couple jackets and hoodies and things like that. And I like this stuff here, a vest, just in case the unfortunate happens. But I like this stuff here because right here is my door right here that leads outside, and then 20 yards later, there's my range right there. So this is really my prep area, and I find myself using this side every day, but not as much as I use my right side. But if you look down here real fast, this is where I keep a set of boots for when it's raining. I keep my transit bag, my commuter bag from Vertex. They're both from Vertex, and my gamut. I keep those things right there, right at the ready. So every week, every day, I'm always using those right there. So moving over to the right side of the armoire, I have 4 shelves, 5 spaces, a lower, a medium, another medium, an upper, and another upper. And I like these because they're at the heights that they're at and how I use them, and keep certain things out of the reach of children that I may have come through this area. It's really important for me to have this space organized like it is. So I'm going to kind of walk you through how it's organized and see if I can't give you some ideas. So in this first shelf, I usually keep my wallet and a flashlight. A lot of times I have a gun that comes off and it's like basically ready to go for the rest of the day or something along those lines. It usually goes up here. But I just keep a number of keepsakes and things like that that I have up here. So moving on the next shelf down, I have to have my ammo in these trays right here, because I find that I reload every day. I'm sitting there jamming up magazines every single day so that I can shoot and fuel my obsession of shooting. And this is just a wonderful space to do it, because usually these guns aren't here. They're either on me or they're just one shelf up. They're never loaded when I'm in the house. And this is just where I can reload my different magazines, whether it's 223, 556, or whatever it happens to be, or take a handful and put it in my pocket. So I like those trays there. I like having a space right here, and because this is 24 inches deep, this really helps me in doing so. And then I have a set of knives back here that, everyday carry knives and some flashlights, things like that, next to some Surefire batteries. And this is kind of like my primary because of where it's spaced at. This is where I like to keep this height of shelf. Okay, so going on down to one shelf lower, I have my SIRT pistols, because if you're not using a SIRT pistol every day, you're just not training. Just a bucket of magazines, a little bin of magazines I like to keep there. Here is a recently cleaned out storage cabinet in which I put just random miscellaneous things. I have some cigars that somebody once gave to me. I'm not going to answer the question of whether or not I smoke them, it's just where it is. Moving on down to this next shelf. This is where I keep this bin right here. I got at I think I got it at Walmart for like $10. And this is where all my holsters are. So we're gonna go through some holsters that I just keep at the ready down here all the time. I find myself using all the time. Crossbreed, leather and kydex, one of the best and most comfortable holsters for 4 o'clock that you can have in the world. I got a couple of Aegis holsters from Tier 1 Concealed. I got the CZ-P10C, and I got a 2011 holster here. It's fantastic. This is a great holster. I like it a lot. Then I have my sidecars. I got a couple sidecars. This is for a SIG P320. This is obviously for the Glock 19, and I've got a number of those. And here's some drop leg holsters. This is a drop leg holster for a Glock, full-size Glock and weapon mounted light. That's a hooded retention for when I teach police officers. If you don't like drop leg holsters but like mid-thigh holsters or high-thigh holsters, this is a great option for you from my buddy over there at T-Rex Arms. This is for a CZ P07, and this is for the Canik TP9S of Elite, and these are both appendix holsters from Cuvo Tactical, my good friend Roger Barrera, who makes these, and yeah, these are awesome. Check them out. I got me a Veil Solutions Ghost for the Glock 43, and guys, I just have tons and tons of holsters. Holster for my wife for the Glock 43 from Tolster, just a whole bunch of different mag caddies for rifle mags, and just tons of stuff. So I've just got a bin full of holsters. And then after that, I got some ammo over here. I got a test for a company, which is going to be kind of fun to do. Then I got just a big batch of 5.56, and I usually put other shoes and other things down in that bottom portion right there. So there's just a little look into my life every single day and how I use my Rhino Metals Armoire. And I gotta tell you, my life is so hectic all the time. Every which way I'm going 15 different directions because I put on and wear so many different hats. And one of the things that I learned from my dad early on is that everything has its place, because son, one day you'll grow up and you'll understand. And I never understood what he was talking about until I became an adult, and I realized I've got 1,000 different things to be thinking about all throughout my day, every single day. And the last thing I need to know and remember where I put something, like my wallet or my keys or my gun or my spare magazine or my tool or whatever it happens to be, I need that space that's mine. It's nobody else's. It's locked. It's mine, and nobody else can get into it. The kids don't fool with it because this is daddy's space, right? And so if you're looking for something like that, I would highly recommend an armoire from Rhino Metals, or maybe even just a large cabinet, something that would help you stay organized through your day-to-day grind of daddyhood and fatherhood and professional, so on and so forth. So I hope that you've enjoyed this kind of brief overlook as to the Rhino Metals Armoire, how I use it every single day, and how it could potentially serve you and serve your family. Guys, True Exodus here. Hold fast, stay the course. Out.